These are my cheer pom-poms. How you doing? Did you have a good week? We've removed so many things and replaced them. How was the sugar cravings? What happened? The one question I was asked many times coming into this sort of half point is, what about alcohol? What about a glass of wine? Well, wine is actually good for you. So there's flavonoids in wine, which is actually very good as a detox or an anti-inflammatory. But you want to make sure it's just like a small glass of wine, 6 to 8 ounces, not a huge glass, and it's one. And when I say one, yes, it could be one per day, but here's the caveat. Be sure that that wine does not trigger you to then want a second glass of wine or to have chips with it or go right off track. Because what alcohol usually does is it lowers your inhibition to say no, right? So it's just, I don't know, it's a release for some people. So we don't want to do that. But you can have it, okay? There is some benefits to a glass of wine. I don't drink wine, but I know people that absolutely love wine. So I'm going to allow you to do that, but keep it small. Keep it a little bit. And do the raise of meditation. Geez, that comes up a lot. Enjoy it. Put that, glass to your mouth, smell the wine, take in a little bit of wine, and just thoroughly enjoy it. All right. So what's this week all about? This is a big week. I love this week. It's kind of full circle. At this point, you're probably feeling amazing. And if you're not feeling amazing, this one thing that we're going to do, our new teaching, our new lesson for the day is going to add that next layer. But before we get started, let's talk about those habits, okay? Let's talk about the habits from what we were talking about last week and visualizing, where you were in a happy place, because food is so associated to happiness that we tend to then want to go to that happy place. Spiritually, it's because we're really having a down time. So if you're feeling a little bit down, notice if that's the time that, you crave a cookie and a cup of tea, or do you want that donut? Do you want that coffee? So look at that habit and look at the association to it and what you're feeling. Poor habits, I'm going to just read off a couple. There's things like lack of hydration. So if you've let your body go a long extended period of time without hydrating, clean glass of water, even if it's infused with a cucumber, lemon, or whatever, it doesn't matter. Lack of hydration. Obviously, you replace that habit, as I've explained, to having that glass of water at least, 6 times to 8 times for me, depending on your weight and how much you need. It could be 10 to 12 glasses of water a day. That will curb your appetite, okay? And that's a very good new habit to take on for the rest of your life. It's just an amazing habit to get in. No exercise, obviously add in daily exercise, daily movement. I have not talked about exercise. I have not talked about it, but I think you already know that exercise is very important. And that could be something like just walking, going out for a daily walk. It could be just going down on the ground, doing a few crunches. It could be swimming. It could be bike riding. It could be literally anything. But 20 minutes of activity every day minimum. Could be even cleaning your house aggressively. That is activity. Or gardening. That's activity. Shoveling snow. Activity. Okay? 20 minutes of activity. Getting off your chair and moving every single day. Even if it's marching on the spot, going up and down some stairs, walking from your front hall to the back. It doesn't matter. Just move your body. Okay? Very, very important. Binge eating. Obviously, we don't want to have large meals. We've talked about this already. That's a bad habit, to go all day with no food or go an extended period of time and then binge eat like a big, big meal. Just not healthy for the body. The gases that are secreted from that, so the belly bloats out, these gases come up, as I've talked about before, heartburn, indigestion, leaky gut syndrome, bloating, lack of energy, fatigue, migraines, headache, blurry vision, depression. It's all caused by not getting enough energy through food. Food truly is energy. Calories are what food is, which if you look up in the dictionary or Google, it is energy, caloric expenditure, energy. That's what it is. It's just energy. We have to ingest energy We need food to get energy. Of course, we need rest, we need repair and sleep, all of that. But in order to get that energy, get that gasoline, that fuel into your body, you need energy. You can't even burn fat or build muscle without eating. You need it, okay? You need it. It's just we're learning how to eat it properly. Maybe drinking alcohol, restricting your consumption, eating late at night, having small snacks just before that kitchen closed, or, fasting part of your day. Going to the doctor, lack of sleep, eating junk food, try to eat healthier foods. Those are just poor habits. I'm just discussing that you already know, common sense, replacing them with good habits, okay? But there is one quote that I want to talk about, and I call it, with some of my clients, it's just a quote. Don't take it personal, but I say, don't be defined by your disease. What does that mean? Well, I have met some people that, I will exercise when, I will take care of my health when, and they'll say, like, when the kids move out, when I have more time, when I'm retired. I call that a bit of a disease, okay, which is an excuse. It's just an excuse, same thing. But don't be defined by it. Like, every move you make, it's like, okay, I will start Monday. I'll start tomorrow. As I've said, 2 favorite days of the week to start a program, tomorrow and Monday. Everybody says it, okay? Don't be defined by that disease. For you, is there something you often catch yourself saying? Honestly, it's like, even if it's working out, it's just like, but I have bad knees. As I've gotten older, I can't. As soon as I hear someone say I can't, I'm like, you can. Part of the word I can't is I can. However, maybe we need to make some changes. What can you change? Whatever it is that you're looking at, I want you to look at it as an opportunity. For example, what is this situation asking of me? Not what is this situation doing to me? My example would be, you're going to go out to a function, they're going to have a big buffet, and I would say, oh my gosh, they're going to have all these choices, and I know I'm going to be tempted. So what is this situation asking of me? For myself, I personally actually eat before I go to big functions. It curbs my appetite. It makes me not just, devour everything I see. I'm very mindful and very structural about what I'm going to have, because it really does play out in how I'm going to enjoy my evening. If I don't feel good, like I'm bloated and gassy, or I have a stomach ache, which I've had many, many times based on some of the foods that I shouldn't be eating, how's that going to make me enjoy myself? Will I want to dance? Will I want to have fun? Will my energy be high? Will it be now low? So I eat before I go. I really do. And then when I get there, I do enjoy, small portions, and then I can watch my plate. Okay? So just watch and see whether or not you are actually being defined by the disease, or I say disease because it truly is a disease. Excuses, to me, is like a disease, and it just festers, and you never correct it because you don't address it. Okay? What is this situation doing for asking of me? Not what is this situation doing to me? All right. The other thing is to learn a little bit about food itself. Food. What does that mean? What do you mean learn about food? So food. Food is broken down into 3 things, and there is a 4th, but the 3 things are carbohydrates, proteins, fats. Carbs, proteins, fats. And then there's fiber. Okay, it's a big one. But mostly it's those 3 parts. However, when a person says to me, Lee, I'm going to stop eating carbs. Oh my gosh. So those are the people that think I should stop eating bread, right? Anything grains. Well, I've taught you, you can replace the grains. They have lots of energy if you're eating whole grains. We're actually meant to eat them, okay? But when they say to me, they're going to stop eating carbs, and there was a whole time when people weren't eating carbs. They're like protein and fat, no carbs. That's not true, okay? Carbs are then broken down into 2 sources, okay? We have complex carbs and we have non-complex carbs. Complex carbs are like sort of our breads, our cereals, our grains, sort of our starchy foods. Not that there isn't starch in our non-complex, but those are your breads and cereals and grains, okay? But simple carbohydrates, I actually said that wrong. Simple carbohydrates, complex and simple. Simple are your fruits and vegetables. So if you're saying you're not eating any carbs, are you not eating any fruits and vegetables? If that's the case, you are missing out on some very important minerals and nutrients that our body needs. We need balance. Life is all about balance. I've talked about the 80-20 principle, right? Balancing what's important to us to what we need to do. Balancing what we eat, what we're not supposed to eat. So we're allowed a little bit of what we're not supposed to eat with what we're supposed to eat. We need all carbohydrates. We need a little bit of complex and a little bit of simple. We need them. One of our best energy sources, so before you actually exercise, is a complex carbohydrate or even a simple, like a banana. When you're done exercise, you need your proteins. Okay, so we need them. The complex carbohydrates in our diet, we are supposed to get, an average North American is supposed to get about 350 grams per day. I am not going to get you to start counting grams or calories right now. What I'm going to do is make a point. So your carbohydrates are supposed to be 350 grams. Then the other is your proteins, and the other is your fats. Your proteins should be between 35 to about 60, depending on your activity level, male, female. And your fats are about 30 grams or less, depending, like 15 to 30, depending on your activity level. Those are little numbers, 15, 30, 35 to 60. Carbohydrates, 350. It is the bulk of your diet. So to say you're going to take away carbohydrates and not have carbohydrates in your diet is not sustainable. It's not sustainable. You need them. But you need to eat whole grains, and then you need your fruits and vegetables as close to how Mother Nature intended them to be. There's something called the Dirty Dozen or the Clean 15, and those are like organics and which organics you should choose. And as I said from the beginning, this is not about eating organic food, though obviously that's better for you, but it's about getting lots of fruits and veggies and clean whole grains or proteins or fats into your diet. Okay, so what's a carbohydrate? As I said, you've got complex, you've got simple. So if you were to say you're on a no-carb diet, it would mean you are not having any bread, cereals, muffins, rice, pasta, meaning even in your soups. You're not having fruits or vegetables or anything like that. That's impossible, okay? Then there's protein. Protein, there's two sources. We've got our animal-based protein and our plant-based protein, okay? So if you've decided that you don't want to eat animal protein, that's fine. Just make sure you're getting your plant-based protein, whether it's like through your greens or tofu or your beans, some other type of plant-based protein. Okay? Very, very important. You have to have protein. There needs to be a balance. And remember what I said in the very first week, you need carbohydrates, protein, and fat in each meal. So now the fat is very, very important because with a fat, if you don't get enough fat, you're not supporting your organs. So your organs need fat. Our body needs fat, but we need a clean fat. So not saturated fats. You don't even want to think about like the animal fats. That's not what I'm really talking about. You want to be, avocado oil or not the canola oil. You want to do like a natural olive oil, coconut oil, which is phenomenal to cook with. You want to start to have those fats, and you can get that with your salad dressings. You can drizzle a little bit of fat on some of your vegetables, like when you're cooking vegetables. You want fat. Fat mobilizes fat, and like there's soluble and insoluble fat. We don't necessarily need to get into that, but what you do need to know is that you do need fat. So having no fat in your diet isn't great either. So some people will start to say, okay, well, I'm getting a zero fat yogurt. And what that means is that they're just increasing the sugar in the yogurt, okay? So zero fat is not even good. And no sugar isn't even that great, though they don't usually label it that way because it means they've increased the fat. So if they take away something, they're increasing something else. You've got to read the label, back to reading labels. So for a yogurt base, you want to be somewhere around the 2% fat. So you do need fat. You just don't want 4% fat, including if you're doing milk, if you're using an animal milk, like a cow's milk. So just watching your creams, obviously, not good for you. Just because it's just not good for your arteries. That bungs up your arteries. It can cause you to not be able to move the bloods and move that proper elimination through the body. It's just, I don't want to get into full detail about it. Just understand that it's just not healthy for you. Okay, we want the healthy fats, and we do want them every single day, 3 times a day. Your omegas are your natural fats, okay? They're very, very important. The last is the fiber. Now, that's a given though. So fiber, they've realized that it really helps with heart conditions and for stabilizing and balancing and regulating the sugar levels in our body. So if you suffer from diabetes, again, making sure that your fiber is high. However, if you are getting a good balance of your vegetables and your fruits, and then you're getting a nice plant-based even protein, you're going to get lots of fiber in your diet. It becomes natural. But if not, you really need to keep an eye on the fiber in your diet, and that should be a minimum of 35 grams per day, okay? So all of that is to understand that food is our friend, to understand that don't be afraid of food, but to get to know food, recreate a new relationship with that food, to understand that you need food. We need it. We just need it in sort of moderation, and we want to make sure we're getting that healthy, clean source of that food. All right. This gets us into what we need to focus on to succeed, our last little sort of mind exercise. What I like to say is, number 1, if you're getting anywhere off track at this point, clear the clutter. Go back to the kitchen cleanse. Go back to your ideal week, making sure you're mapping out time for yourself, making sure that you don't feel guilty. Don't feel guilty. If you do have something and it does get like something bad for you and you get a little off track, just own it, enjoy it, take it in and say, okay, that was wonderful. Now let me get right back on track. And the motto I say, or the affirmation or mantra that I say is that I'm going to get back on track the next meal or the next snack. I don't wait for the next day. I don't. I go, oh, forget it. I screwed up. I screwed up. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. I've already screwed up. No, I get back on track that very next snack or that very next meal. Okay. So get back on track the next meal or the next snack. That's my mantra. All right. So let go of the guilt. So many people get stuck there because that guilt is you blaming yourself or even blaming other people around you, right? Remember what I talked about. Don't be defined by that disease. Don't make excuses. Let go of the guilt. Just go, okay, I had it. I'm good. Get back on track. That's it. Okay, pick yourself back up. We got this. Fall off the horse, get back on. Then knowing who you are, what's important to you. Remember that legacy we talked about. What is ideally important? If the most important thing for you is to lose weight, okay, then you should wake up thinking it and act it, model it, make every decision made around that. If that is who you are and all that is most important to you. Most of the time, it's actually not that though. It's actually just to play more with your kids, be able to live an active lifestyle, be pain-free, not be held back, get up feeling more. If that's it, then still it's a healthy lifestyle, okay? Who are you? I've even taught people that, they want to become a runner. That's just an example. So I say, like I've even written like on a piece of tape on their shirt, I am a runner. And then I want them to start behaving like they already are a runner. So what does a runner do? Every single morning, a runner would, okay? Run every day, stretch every day. Whatever it is, they are a runner. So be it to have it. Already be it. I am a healthy person. I am the process of being healthy. I am a healthy person. And make decisions based on that. So if you're out for dinner and someone's offering you something and it's going to get you off track, I'm a healthy person. So no, I don't really eat that. Oh, okay, cool. They move on. Like if we were allergic to nuts, we would not have nuts. Okay? If you were allergic to bees, you're not going to put yourself around bees. If you were allergic to something, right? Then you wouldn't have it. Well, it's almost like when your body is bloated and you're getting those headaches and those migraines, that's your body talking to you. It's saying, that doesn't work for me. It's almost as if you're allergic to it. So you can actually say no to things, right? Because it is an intolerance to you. You don't have an allergy to it or anything, but your body doesn't tolerate it, okay? And nobody wants you to be uncomfortable or hurting, so you just own it. So decide what's important to you and just stick to it. And if you have trouble, if it was me, I would ask a friend. I truly do. I say, this is my intention, whether it's I want to stop eating at 7 o'clock and eat again at 7 in the morning, so I'm fasting all night. That's my intention. I might tell somebody around me. I don't always tell. So I'm married and I have a husband, and I don't always tell him because honestly, if he was to call me out on it, he's my safe person. So I'm like, forget it. I had a hard day. You don't know what I do all day. And I'd make an excuse because I'm so attached to him. And then he would just like back off. I tell someone, not that I don't respect my husband. I tell someone who I feel somewhat unsafe with, that's going to truly call me out, and I respect and I want them to know, right? So I'll say, okay, hey, this is what I'm about to do. Can you support me in this? When you see me getting a little off track, can you just let me know? I see you getting a little off track, and I know this is really important to you. But most important, it's what you're doing for you. You know what's important to you, and it's answering back to you. And you're going to have glitches. I've said that. And so you get right back on track. And then we have things like emotional attachments, just like I said about the disease, but, having the shift. So when I said that it said, I am a runner, they call that a paradigm shift. I don't know if you've ever heard it before, but a paradigm shift is something like when I even had children, I am now a mother. That's new to me. It's a paradigm shift. I am a mother. It's my greatest job in the world. I absolutely love it, but I am a mother, okay? When I got married, I am a wife. I am a sister. I am a daughter. It's these shifts in life that you become a new I am, okay? So those shifts are big. They're massive. If I became a VP of a company, I am the VP of, okay? It's a big, big shift. But also, if I say I am a runner or I am a healthy person, that makes a paradigm shift. I am now all of a sudden that. I am that. It's a paradigm shift. So I am going to do everything, I'm going to do everything that is attracting goodness to who I am. I am statements are massive. They are huge for affirmation, so you can go about your day. It is a wonderful emotional release to just own it, be it, act it, right? Become it. It's huge. Right now you should be completely shifting. This is who you are. You are a healthy person, okay? Healthy. It's really what I'm always aiming for, is just to be the best version I can be. And that does mean that, you screw up sometimes. But for me, I always go back to one thing. Let me just find it here. So I have a foundation.